I slept with the man that raped me right after he did it. And I share this not for shits and gigs, but I share this because I want to humanize the conversation I'm seeing around Cassie testifying in this Diddy trial. Because some of the things I'm seeing are disturbing from everyone. In my opinion, I do not think it is talked about enough how sexual assault fucks you up mentally. It is one of the big, if not the biggest way to mentally screw somebody over. And depending on the circumstances that person is navigating and the relationship that they're navigating, it's going to look different. But it does not change the fact that it happened. And I, as someone that experienced this almost a decade ago, it took a long time for me to understand that. It took a lot of work for me to even be able to share this like this. But the reason I'm sharing this is because that is a narrative that is used to weaponize against people that are saying that this happened to them. And it was weaponized against me as well. The first time was not consensual. The second time was. And that is because I was trying to make something okay. That is why. I was so upset that it happened that I tried to erase it with an actually consensual act. That's how screwed up it is. And that happened immediately. It doesn't change the fact that it wasn't consensual. And the biggest thing that I think people need to remember is a good chunk of these situations happen with people that you know, happen with people you have relationships with. This person I had a relationship with, that's not somebody that I'm going to have an automatic response as if somebody like on the street did that to me. It is so hard to know how you would react in these situations until you are actually in them. Everybody likes to theorize and be like, well, I wouldn't let this happen. I would have left. I would have da-da-da. It is so easy to say that until you're in the situation. Until you are right there. So I know that this defense is trying to make it look like this was consensual and that she was loving all of this stuff, which does not make sense at all to me. But that is not her saying anything that sounds like she was okay with any of this does not mean that she actually was. In fact, she explicitly said so. But I want to bring it into real terms by saying that when abuse is brought into the picture, it is very hard when you are the one experiencing it to look at things very clearly, especially when it happens initially. Knowing the rate of sexual assault for women, particularly, but even Black women, it has been very disappointing to see some of the responses I've seen to this case. In between that, Halle with the DDG thing, and even the resurgence of the stuff with Tory Lanez and Megan, it has been very sad to see that, particularly from that group. But I'm just saying, stuff is not cut and dry. It's not. It is so easy. It's so human nature to want things to be, and I do get that, but life is more complicated than that. And until people can fully understand that, you are going to be used, this argument of black and white is going to be used and weaponized against actual victims. Not having that understanding, not understanding that things can be gray, is what is perpetuating violence, among other things. So, just because she consented one time doesn't mean she consented others. And just because it looked like she consented at all doesn't mean she actually did. So